Yeah.
Fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Starting the show with a bit of shame today.
You are? Why? What's going on, mate?
Well, I just went and bought a packet of darts.
What's shameful about that?
And I had one.
Oh, you had one?
Oh, wow. We're not on the road yet.
With my coffee.
All right.
I thought, we're going on the road.
How good, man?
Yeah.
Not good?
Nah.
Should have saved it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking I shouldn't do it. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it.
We should go out in the voice breaks. Just like old times.
Old times, I was thinking about it where I was standing over the road in that cafe next to the rubbish bins.
Yeah.
But this is just like old times. But what Jase used to do right at the start of the show is I'll go out for a smoke. Jase hated smoking with me. He'd always disappear. I was like, where's he going? And he'd come back in. And I go, where have you been? You had a smoke? He's like, yeah. I was like, I told you to wait. And he didn't like smoking with me.
When it comes to durries, if you're going to piss ass around, Mogi, I'm out there to douche.
So anyway, I'm going to give you this packet.
Are you?
I am. I'm just going to give it to you, and then you can be in control. And that means I can only smoke when I'm around you.
Because I know what I'm going to
try today.
Okay.
Like in the next... What I'd be trying to do is smoke tonight. I'll be trying to sneak one and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, you know what you're like.
I do know what I'm like.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to try and nip that in the bud.
So you're putting it all on me then?
I was just saying you've got...
Well, you do smoke.
Yeah.
So you can just hold on to them for me.
I've gone as far as it, but I've already told you I don't bring them to work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do bring them to work, but not in,
Yeah, they're in the car.
They're in the car.
Yeah.
It's actually now turned into
with your glasses and your cheese balls.
My favourite durry now, as opposed to, it used to be in the morning, it's still probably the morning, but the one on the way home I enjoy too.
In the car?
How many have you had today? And where did you have them?
3.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've had your one in the morning?
Yes.
With your coffee there, you like that one?
Yes. And then I had another one kind of mid-morning.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had another one driving in.
So 2 with coffees?
2 with coffees, yeah.
Are you the kind of guy that has the dart hanging out of your mouth while you're driving and you're bad-mouthing people with the dart in your mouth?
Nah.
You're not like that?
No.
So you hold it in your hand?
Nah. Yes,
Right.
in my hand, yeah. Speaking of coffees...
Were we?
Far out, man.
I had a coffee.
Oh, right.
So I'm sitting on the couch last night and my wife...
My wife? Sorry, I can't help it.
I know.
You're
shocking.
Shit.
You got a new addiction.
My wife?
She puts the kettle on.
Oh.
And I'm like, what are you making, darling? And she said, a cup of tea. And I was like, what
She say it like that?
Yeah, a cup
it's
of tea.
Quite aggressive.
Wow.
Do we do tea or coffee as a poll one day?
How does she... How did she say it? Cup of tea.
Oh, yeah, good.
And I was like, what the She hasn't had a cup... I used to make her a cup of tea every night for years. She hasn't had a cup of tea in years.
Because you stopped making them for her?
No, she just went off tea. And I went, what, just a gumboot? And she was, yeah, just a gumboot tea. And I was
Great
like,
choice.
What? Keyzie's drinking tea.
Every night.
Mogie's drinking tea.
Chamomile.
What's going on with the world?
I've been drinking tea since I was about 15. Every day I'll have a cup of tea.
I've never done... I would have had the odd cup of tea, but nah, it's never been my thing.
I went through a period... I've never been a cup of tea drinker either. But when I was on the Dole in Levin, and I was living out at Waitarere Beach.
The sex
How
doll.
nice.
Huh?
Yeah. And living with a couple of ne'er-do-wells, a couple of mates of mine out there. Cup of tea in a joint.
Yeah.
Bloody beautiful. A milky
Smoking
tea
a pancake.
with a couple of sugars in that bastard.
Yes.
Generally around about breakfast time just to set your day up.
So like 2 in the afternoon?
Oh, nah, pretty early risers.
Oh, okay.
Early risers.
That's rare.
Because the guys that I was living with, they'd get stoned and do things.
Yes.
And I'd never been a pot smoker. So I'd get stoned and sit on the couch
Do
all
nothing,
day
yeah.
while they went out and did things.
Yeah, I was a massive doer on the dope.
Yeah, not me. You go for walks.
It energised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee,
and then that was it. Once I stopped the smoking of the weed, then the tea disappeared.
When I used to live in Odereri Point with my girlfriend, beautiful little spot it was too we had there. Beautiful. couple of
Good view down to the beach, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
gardens and stuff, and a bridge over a stream, and surrounded by bush. I'd have a Insta coffee,
Sure.
a bong,
What brand of coffee was that?
Greg's.
whatever was the cheapest.
Macona?
No,
Not out by-
not in
Not
those
the
days,
fancy
mate.
stuff,
no
eh?
shit, no. It'd be Greg's or
Freeze-dried.
something.
Or just
shit.
Nestle at the time.
Well,
Bushels was very popular.
Bushels. I think it was even lower grade than that, though.
Right. International roast.
Yes, actually, international roast, totally, man. And I would have a cup of coffee, a bong. Well, a pipe.
Yeah.
And depending on the tide, I'd probably then go fishing.
Oh, beautiful.
Right.
Catch nothing.
No, I caught quite a lot.
I feel like I'm missing out because I've never been on the Dole. Should
There
I
was-
go on the
there
Dole
was
for a year?
And then a lot of making love.
Yeah, see that.
How old were you at this stage? Early 20s, 23, 24.
Yeah, well, 21, 22.
Oh, yeah. You just about had kids by then, didn't you?
I was about to. I didn't know what was coming up for old Hoity Joe.
The closest I've been to being on the Dole was just when I was a student with my student allowance from the government. And you
Right.
just live like that, like it was just a joke.
Yeah.
When did you have your bong?
To be honest, I wasn't big on pot smoking. I was just a boozer.
Yeah.
Glad I've hung that up.
I mean, well, I was that as well. To
Yeah.
be fair.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
we're too poor for it. You had to choose one or the other.
That's where my homebrew took off in Odidi Point.
Right.
I became obsessed with it, and it became quite famous around the area. People would come and buy it off
I bet
me.
if we went to Hauraki Point, nobody would have any recollection of Hoity Joe's homebrew.
Probably not.
But that's like his legacy.
But I'll tell you why, because as I've said before, the only reason people liked it is it was so strong. It was like 8%
Oh, was it beer?
beer. Yeah.
I was going to say spirits homebrew. That's pathetic.
vodka.
No, it
Yeah.
was beer. No.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Well, you hate cup of teas, right? You just told a cool story about getting on the bongs and that. And when we're in the student halls,
Was it a cool story?
oh,
I
it's
don't know.
pretty
It was sort
cool.
of just how it was.
Well, you were
Keyzie.
telling it like you wanted us to think it was cool.
Well, no, it was just how it was, Keyzie.
Yeah, it
Do
was-
you think Mogi was trying to be cool?
Well, Mogi just was cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's so true.
But what we'd do is a similar thing where literally every night for about 6 months in our student halls, they'd come to our flat 8. There'd be about 12 of us, and we'd put on 2 pots of tea. Literally teapots. I had tea cozies, 2 old-fashioned ones from my nana. We'd put them on, and everyone would sit around and have a cup of tea around our table. And then we'd put on like Fat Freddy's Drop.
But nobody be stoned.
Nah. We were too poor. You had to eat, obviously.
Well, that's where you're going wrong.
Buy
Yeah,
booze and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But we also had to study
Rookie
and
mistake
pass.
there.
Yeah.
So you need food for that. So it was like buy shitloads of noodles and then buy even more of that and alcohol. We were
Well,
getting, honestly, 3 nights, 4
That
nights
was
a
the
week.
great thing when I was in Odidi Point was I hunted
What did you hunt for, Jase?
just wild beasts.
Yeah, but
Keyzie.
wow.
Oh, look, there's cool Keyzie.
That's not-
Jeez,
You
he's
can't. It's so cool.
No, look at the. He's there,
Stop pointing.
Keyzie.
He'll see you.
He's looking good today.
He doesn't even know.
No, there's a guy, a dweeby guy in a business shirt who looks vaguely like me, and I think it's racist, to be honest, and Jace calls him Cool Keyzie.
How is it racist?
I don't know.
But yeah, just your wild boar.
Do they have that out there?
Yeah, deer, possum,
Yeah, see, that's more like it, possum.
rabbits,
Oh, yeah.
and then you chuck it.
Pukeko.
Then you chuck in my snappers, my kahawai, and my tuna,
Yeah. And you're living on noodles.
and noodles. And mushies.
Yeah, the mushies.
Did you go foraging?
Yep. That's actually true. We used
For eating or
because
for
we were
other
surrounded by
purposes?
farmland. We used to go out with buckets and get fresh mushrooms in the winter, and you'd put a big knob of butter, a bit of garlic in the pan, chuck these fresh mushrooms. It just turned into a mushroom soup.
Yum.
Beautiful. Bit of lemon zest.
Did you have to learn
These are the
about?
magic mushies?
Oh, we had those on occasion.
But did you have to learn about which mushrooms you could and couldn't harvest?
No, we knew what we
You
were
knew.
picking. My girlfriend at the time was quite the herbalist and quite into nature.
Right.
Yeah. After what's happened in Australia, I don't think I'll be going for any wild mushroom hunts.
Yeah. I was going to chat about that today on the show, and in hindsight, you've just reminded me I shouldn't.
That one, it's got a real stink to it, that story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But the people in Australia, I mean, foraging and shit. I wish they still taught that stuff at school. Because, 100 years ago, everyone would be taught what you can eat and what you can't, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just know it.
Yeah, and
Be passed on, wouldn't it,
yeah.
Keyzie?
So we could just go out right now and find some. Do you reckon you'd still remember which ones we could
Oh,
get?
totally, mate.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know if I trust you with your
I
milky
don't either.
eyes.
I could take.
I'll tell you what, whatever you
could
picked,
take
I wouldn't eat.
I could take you both out to the bush and tell you exactly what you could and couldn't eat.
Yeah, I reckon we do it.
Yeah, I think if we found a shop, I'd eat everything in there. And outside of that, I'd be not keen.
What about watercress and?
To be honest, I tell you how we did survive because we were both on the dole. But her father gave her a credit card to get petrol.
I.e. darts.
Yes.
Man, you guys sure use a lot of petrol.
Yeah, that comment was made.
It's what you'd buy food wise or just darts from the petrol station.
Oh, darts and a bit of this and that.
A couple of pies.
Oh, yeah.
peanut
just at the
slab.
shop.
That's all you need for your week.
I was just at the shop there getting me darts there, and a fella standing in the doorway. He said, "Have you got any steak pies or any mince pies?" Bit of a unit he was. The guy's like, "Yeah, in the pie warmer." He goes, "In there?" He goes, "Yeah, mince and cheese, steak and cheese." "Nah, I don't want cheese. I don't like cheese. You got any mince? Just mince or steak?" He's just not having it. Doesn't
Right.
want his cheese. It's like, I saw him. He could have had cheese. He would have been all right.
There was I don't understand. Yeah, there's a person messaged my mate on Instagram today and was like, "Hey, I followed you a couple of years back for this, and now all you're posting is this new stuff. If you don't go back to your old stuff, I'm going to unfollow you."
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? He seems like the guy with the cheese, like he's pissed off and it's your fault that
That's right.
he doesn't like what you're offering.
Yeah, exactly. That is a weird one, isn't it? Just unfollow me.
Well, that's why I said we should just say, just block them. Just get you know what I mean? Just get the jump on them.
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet, later,
I don't
Bob.
like your styles. What else has been going on? Off to Welly tomorrow, aren't we, boys?
Yeah, mate.
Hey?
I'm
Good.
excited. Should we meet early and go to the Kuru Club? 8:30?
Kuru Club.
Lounge, Keyzie.
The Kuru
showing
And
yourself.
Club.
go in there and
You're showing
you'll already humiliate us.
Well, what if I dress up for it?
Well,
Put a shirt. Do you still have Kuru?
like an
Yeah.
ironed
Sweet.
T-shirt and stuff and your pink jacket.
Well, I'll dress like you. I'll find my weirdest hoodie. I'll find my coolest hat like Mogi and I'll blend right in.
That's when I'm
I am
gonna
going to
be
go out
there.
there early.
That's when I'm going to be there. So you guys are most welcome to jump
'cause
on in.
if I jump in with you and Pugs jumps in with Jase, then we could all be in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's right.
So
well,
maybe-
I've got to go and I've got to deal with the family, so I've got to bring them out as well.
Right.
Sure.
But if we said, look, we'll meet at the airport 8:30,
Oh, no,
Get
I won't
in
be there at 8:30. What time's the flight?
10.
No.
Oh,
I will.
Is it 10?
yeah.
Oh, shit. I thought it was 11:30. Beauty. But yeah, absolutely, I want to get out there and have a little feed. You know?
Sure, man.
Have a little feast.
Be good. And like you, I'm looking forward to it. It's good. Been a while since I've been in Welly. How's the weather looking, Mogi?
Tomorrow's the best of a bad bunch. Saturday, pissing down, blowing a gale, freezing cold. But you're sort of looking at 11, 12 degrees each day.
Yeah, you see, I'm
Are
not
you staying the weekend?
No, I'm not so concerned about the weather. I'm concerned about the flight out.
Oh,
So if it's
you
going to
might
be
have
blowing a
issues.
gale, it's going to be a shitter.
Right.
I think it gets worse as the day goes on Saturday, so I think you'll be right in the morning there, mate. Okay.
Better be.
Look at
All
you.
right.
Even the thought of the flight has got him grabbing onto that screen there
He's crushing it.
and just twisting it off its hinges.
Absolutely crushing
I
it.
am much better. I am much better.
Why don't you sit next to me, Jace, and I'll soothe you?
Oh. 11 degrees down there today, 12 tomorrow,
And then
12.
pissing on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday's,
Are you staying for the weekend?
yeah.
No.
Oh, so all
Is
your...
anyone else staying for the weekend?
No.
Oh, no, you're coming.
Oh, Pugs is.
Oh, Pugs is.
Well, his for whānau down there.
Hey, me and you in the old Koru Lounge,
Yep.
Keyzie.
Yeah, sweet. Is your family coming on the same flight as us?
No,
Oh,
they're
okay.
flying half an hour later.
Right. I see.
Yeah. So I'll just wait at the airport for them at the other end,
Yeah.
and then I'll see you there.
Good stuff, mate.
Yeah. Haven't got much to chat about. I tried watching the football last night, but it hadn't
Oh,
started.
bugger.
So I went to bed.
Yeah, it would be later on,
It was
wouldn't it?
bloody late. It was like
Damn it.
midnight it finished or something.
Was
So,
it?
Yeah.
There was a hell of a goal from Aussie there. I saw that.
I don't even know the score of that.
3-1.
To England.
England.
Ah.
Yeah. 1-0 to England, 1-1.
And then
Douche.
instantly 2-1, like
Oh,
2
was
minutes
it?
later. Yeah. Real buzzkill. And then 3-1. It was like, yeah.
All
But
right.
full credit. Good looking team, England.
Jeez.
Oh,
Hauraki
Keyzie.
Big Show,
What?
Keyzie. Word of the day is...
Darts.
Yeah. Hey, Keyzie words, send them on in with your cell phone number. Prize, Monday, we will be calling you. Hauraki Big Show, Instagram.
We didn't do that this
What?
week.
No, we tried, but the 2 people didn't answer their phones, so we gave up.
Right, losers.
Yeah.
Follow Mr. Mike Minogue. Follow @HoityJ. Call me Pugs. Chris Key and Z on the Insta.
Thanks, mate.